Today we are going to learn about the Forward Bloc and Indian National Army. Subhash Chandra Bose, generally known as Netaji, was one of the most prominent and highly respected leaders of Indian independence movement against the British Raj. Before going to the lesson, we are going to mark the syllabus. The first one, objectives of Forward Bloc. Second one, objectives of Indian National Army. And third one, achievements of Indian National Army. Life sketch of Subhash Chandra Bose. Subhash Chandra Bose was born on 23rd January 1897 at Cuttack in Odisha. After completing his studies in India, he went to England and passed the Indian Civil Service examinations. In the year 1920, he passed the Indian Civil Service examination and joined the civil service. He resigned in the year 1921 as he did not wish to serve under the British Crown. He was imprisoned 10 times and spent almost 8 years in prison cells. At the age of 24, he entered into the active politics. In 1923, he became the Swarajist. The political career of Subhash Chandra Bose. At the age of 24, he entered into the active politics. Bose was elected as the president of Indian National Congress for 2 consecutive terms, but he resigned from the post following ideological conflict with Mahatma Gandhi. Bose was believed Mahatma Gandhi's tactics of non-violence would never be sufficient to secure the India's independence, and he advocated violent resistance. He established a separate political party called the Forward Bloc, and he continued to call for the full and immediate independence of India from the British rule. Formation of Forward Bloc. The Forward Bloc was formed on 3rd July 1939 by Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose, who had resigned from the presidency of Indian National Congress on April 29 after a rift with Gandhi. The formation of Forward Bloc was announced to the public at a rally in Calcutta. The Bose became the president of Forward Bloc and S.S. Kavishir its vice president. A Forward Bloc conference was held in Bombay in the end of June. In August the same year, the Bose began publishing the newspaper titled Forward Bloc. He traveled around the country rallying the support for his new political project. Objectives of the Forward Bloc. The Forward Bloc's immediate objective was liberation of India with the support of workers, peasants, youth and other organizations. Second one, the reorganization of agriculture and industry on socialistic line. The third one, abolition of Jamindari system. And the last one, introduction of new monetary and credit system. INA, the Indian National Army. The Indian National Army or Azad Hind Fauj was an armed force formed by Indian nationalists on 1st September 1942 in Southeast Asia during the World War II. It became the military arm of Indian Independence League. The idea of Indian National Army was conceived in Malaysia by Mohan Singh, an Indian officer in the British Indian Army. He decided not to join the retreating British Army and instead he went to the Japanese for help. The Japanese had till then only encouraged the civilian Indians to join the anti-British organizations but had no concept of forming a military wing consisting of Indians. The Indian prisoners of war were handed over by the Japanese to Mohan Singh, who inducted them into the INA. The fall of Singapore was crucial, for this brought the 45,000 of Indian prisoners of war into the Mohan Singh sphere of influence. By the end of 1942, 40,000 men expressed their willingness to join the INA. It was made clear at meetings of leaders of the Indian community and the Indian Army officials that INA would go into the action only on the invitation of the Indian National Congress and the people of India. The aim of the army was to overthrow the British Raj in colonial India with Japanese assistance. Initially composed of Indian prisoners of war captured by Japan in her Malaysian campaign and in Singapore also, it later drew the large number of volunteers from Indian population in Malaysia and Burma. Objectives of INA. The first one, to collect all their forces effectively to lead Indian people to regain their lost freedom. Second one, to prepare the Indian people inside and outside of India for an armed struggle. The third one, to organize a provisional or temporary government of free India. The last one, to go on fighting till the last Britisher is either cast in prison or thrown out of the country. Achievements of the INA. The INA made the strong preparation to launch its fight for the liberation of India and went into the action in February 1944. INA captured Modoc, an outpost situated in southeastern part of Chittagong, and they advanced up to the frontier of India. They captured the strong military post of Klang Klang. The INA gave the tough fight to the British forces in the Assam hills and succeeded in capturing the Ugral and Kohima. They raised the tricolour flag for the first time on the liberated Indian soil on March 19, 1944. The INA inspired the uprising in the armed forces of the country in Chennai, Kolkata, and Kochi. The new struggle took the form of massive movements against the trial of soldiers and officials of the INA. The INA struggle was an important factor which led the British people to leave our India. The final important achievements of INA, it brought the communal harmony and brotherhood among the people of India. The Indian National Army failed in its political mission, but it set an inspiring example of patriotism. The heroic deeds and sacrifices of the soldiers of INA led to the political consciousness among the Indian forces. The British now realized that they could not rely on the Indian forces to continue their rule in India. Thank you children for listening. Next class I will come with another topic.